Taya, bay. Dugayan ako makasakay og pedicab, uy. Pian man kayong mga driver diri. Guys, ganito pala ang college. Bagong buhay, bagong pag-asa, at punong-puno ng pangarap. Ha? Taysa? Ano sa sulod akong klase? Ha? Room TBA? Asa man ron?
Are you new to Silliman University? Are you still looking for the room TBA? Well, look no further. Welcome to Silliman University! Woohoo! So welcome to our very first stop, the Silliman University Hall, or more famously known as the SU Hall. So if you've been here in the Silliman University or in Dumaguete City in general, there's a high chance that you were able to pass through this because this is just situated here near in the Silliman Avenue and there across the very famous and infamous Rizal Boulevard of Dumaguete City. So the Silliman University Hall was actually the very first building created here in Silliman University back when it was still known as the Silliman Institute. Okay? So this is the very first American building of the Philippines and one of the oldest of its kind and one of the first of its kind here in the Philippines in general. So actually, all the materials here, the wood specifically, was actually imported from Seattle, Washington and then shipped here before it was created and assembled here in Dumaguete City to create our SU Hall. So if you look at the architecture, this actually follows the stick type architecture or the Gothic carpentry architecture. So from the wooden frames and then to the steep roofs and then the very wide windows, you can actually see that the whole structure of this building was made for the tropical climate here in the Philippines. So back in the day, this building served every single purpose. It was the male's dormitory, it also served as the classroom for the classes, and the offices as well for the different faculty and staff. But most especially, it was the major gathering place for the students in the Silliman Institute back in the day.
And because of that, it is often called the cradle of Silliman. For the first 25 years, this was the heart of the university. And today, it houses the Silliman Heritage Room, where you'll find artifacts and a heritage room dedicated to Dr. Laura Hibard. More than just a building, Silliman Hall is a symbol of the university's history and resilience. And mind you, it's a national historical landmark, a cultural treasure, and one of the most photographed sites here in Dumaguete. And that is a thing that every Sillimanian must be proud of.
So this is one of my favorite places here in Silliman, one of the most beautiful of course. This is the Luz Auditorium, and honestly, it feels like the heart culture here at Silliman. It was built back in the 1970s with the help of Henry Luz Foundation. This is where celebrities, musicians, artists have performed. And guess what? Stepping on the stage is considered as a bucket list experience for every Silliman.
And right next door is Dr. Romeo P. Ariniego Art Gallery, which opened back in 2017. What's special about this building is that it was designed by architecture students in the university. Dr. Ariniego was also a part-time student in the university. He is a part-time janitor and gardener in the university when he was still studying. Years later, after becoming a successful cardiologist, he decided to give back and donate 10 billion pesos to build the gallery. Inside the gallery features various art collections from famous artists. Fine art students also get to exhibit their own pieces inside. It's inspiring to see how both Luz and the gallery bring culture to life, reminding us that generosity and creativity go hand in hand.
This is Silliman Church, the spiritual heart of the campus and one of its most iconic landmarks. It was built in 1930s. Its construction was interrupted in World War II when bombings forced everything was stopped.
By the end of the war, its foundations held firm, and it was rebuilt stronger. Now here's something interesting. No academic building is allowed to be taller than the cross of the church, and nothing can block its view of the sea. With this, faith and perspective are kept above everything else.
And here, across Silliman Church, is the Silliman Amphitheater. It is home to the longest-running campus-based pageant, Miss Silliman. It started in 1946 and still continues to produce amazing Miss Silliman candidates as of today. And you see this small strip of land? This is also called the Silliman Runway because every first week of class, the Sillimanians strut their style. But not only do they strut their style, they also showcase how beautiful the Silliman landscape is. And while the amphitheater sure can be used for pageants and watching concerts, it can also be just used for hanging out with your friends, which is also a reminder to us that while it is okay to have fun, it's also important to make connections with our friends.
Silliman isn't just about academics. It is also the experiences you gain outside the classroom. And one of the best places to see that is right here at the dormitory belt. For generations of students, these dorms have been more than just places to sleep. They're spaces where friendship starts, traditions are built, and independence is learned. There are actually two kinds of dorm. First is the regular dorm, and the second is the cooperative dorm. And one of the example of regular dorm is this adults hall.
Then, there are the cooperative dorms, where students do everything themselves, like cooking, cleaning, and even budgeting together. They are more affordable, but also teaches teamwork and responsibility. One dorm that would always comes up in story is the Oriental Hall, the first women's dorm. It is famous for the old tradition called harana, where male students would come at night and serenade the ladies. And if the girl switch her lights on, it means she is interested. But if not, you better luck next time.
Oriental Hall, OOH, has a big transformation. Today, it's no longer a dorm. It's a student center where campus organizations and student government offices are based. It is also home to the first gender-inclusive restroom, showing how Silliman adapts to the times while respecting the past. And beyond OH, each dorm has its own story, from late-night study sessions to shared meals and unforgettable moments. That's why the dormitory belt, it's more than just a building. It is the heart of a student's life, where community, culture, and character take shape.
So, here we are at Revelio Field, the heart of Silliman's outdoor celebrations. So before we begin, let's take a look at the sky. As you can see, it's sundown. So this would usually be a time where Hibalag would begin, where Hibalag would start to actually show its thing. And also, as you can see, there's a lot of clouds, rainy clouds, and that would mean that it would rain. And you can't have Hibalag without rain. So if you're gonna go to Hibalag, wear some boots. It's gonna get wet. So this is also a place where people would do outdoor activities, such as playing or usually what you would do in the park. This is also where this is also a court for intrams. So something like frisbee and running, track and field, stuff like that. And now we turn our eyes to the tree of life and death. So this tree is called the tree of life and death because during World War II, okay, here's the death part. Japanese soldiers would hang our fellow Filipinos on this tree, which is why, you know how like a tree is usually straight? This is bent, and it's because of the weight of the soul of our fellow Filipinos that this tree is kind of pet, which is giving it its very life and cultural form. And because it's also the tree of life, because, okay, this is kind of controversial, but at night, couples would come here and, whew, you know, I think we all know what's gonna happen. And this is also a popular couples dating spot. So, yeah. That's pretty much it for Revelio Field. Let's turn to Edsel. He will explain the rest. Thank you.
Today though, it stands as a symbol of resilience. While the field around it has become a place of music, food stalls, and celebration, from tragedy to triumph, that's the Silliman spirit. This is where Hibalag Festival happens every Founders Week. In Old Visayan, Hibalag means to gather, and that's exactly what the students and alumni do here. As you can see, the area is very wide and spacious. So what are you waiting for? Come here in the next Hibalag Week.
We're now reaching the end of our video, but we still haven't really uncovered where room TBA is. Well, sorry to break it to you, but that room is not actually here in Silliman University because it stands for to be announced. So, while it's still being announced, might as well take your time to explore more of the campus here only at Silliman University. And so that's our quick video here at the Silliman University campus.
From its humble beginnings in 1901 with just one building,
To the vibrant 62-hectare campus that we just saw and enjoyed in this video.
we hope that you enjoy exploring with us and that you've seen why Silliman University is truly one of a kind.
But we don't want this video to just stay as a video. And so,
See you at Silliman University, the campus by the sea! Woo!